Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to another F125 My Team Career Mode episode. We are here for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, the Temple of Speed. But last time out, we raced at Zandvoort and it went pretty well. It was a really interesting race because we'd also come off the back of the reverse Zandvoort race. So kind of contrasting both different races.
A sponsor sees potential in us and wants to explore a partnership.
Now, as you guys know, cash reserves have been low. We started the season with about $35 million and we're now down to around 15. And we're trying to sign Carlos Sainz and or Pierre Gasly, but we're running out of cash. But we have a new secondary sponsor at a great time, Finition. More on that in just a bit. Now, we're going to address the elephant in the room. We've had massive tyre wear issues in the last few rounds, so we're going to purchase the ultimate upgrade for tyre wear on the suspension geometry. Hopefully, that will be a massive help. We also received the pending front nose cone structure upgrade for weight reduction, and that is going to be a pretty big upgrade for the car this weekend. Now, I want to quickly talk about the sponsors. Finition is now on the car. It's scattered about. It's on the front wing, on the bottom side. You can't quite see from this angle below the Highland logo, but it's on there. And I've also rejigged a few logos. You can see Finition is to the left of X-Forming on the side pod. We've also unlocked new variants for Distort, which is just under the side pod on the side of the nose. Also on the engine cover, I've unlocked the red variant, which looks really nice. Also, other things to note, on the rear wing, you'll see when the car swings back around, on the side end plate of the rear wing, I've also added two more sponsors and I've kind of just rejigged them, so we've now got Finition on there as well, and one of the variants for the all sponsor. Savant is still on there, and yeah, I'm trying to just basically cram a few more sponsors to try and eke out a bit more cash flow. I had a few spare slots, I didn't want to overcrowd the car, but right now, cash flow is king. I also have another sponsor on the Halo, which we'll see in just a bit. Now, we're going to go for fan outreach. We're going to get some fan rating increase in terms of our activities, and we're going to skip on to the next race. All these races have been back to back to back, so there's been no time in between to really develop any substantial upgrades. And yeah, not a lot has happened, but we've got a few breaks coming up and a chance to hopefully draw up some more upgrades. Now, advanced tooling has arrived on engineering for facility improvements. We're going to add that into the mix along with on-track telemetry, which basically is going to increase our R&D, points totals we get by 30% from the practice program. So that will arrive in 21 days time, which I'm very happy about. And again, we're trying to increase our resource point and also cash flow. So with that done, we're going to quickly address component management. Now, to be fair, Colapinto is doing okay. His ICE is a bit knackered, but that will probably suffice for one more round. Hulkenberg, though, not as much. We're going to move on to our last ICE unit with still 7-8 more rounds to go. It's looking a bit tight for Nico on ICEs to make it to the end of the season. Elsewhere, we're also going to change the MGUK and the gearbox. So yeah, we're going to freshen things up. We are racing as Hulkenberg this weekend, so full power capacity at Monza is going to be crucial. Now, the forecast is dry. No rain for a change, and in terms of the championship, nothing really big to report. There's no goals for us. We're basically locked in to P9, P10 in the drivers and P5 in the constructors. Like, we're too far behind the teams in front and way ahead of the ones behind. So we're kind of in limbo. Hence why I'm kind of planning for season 3. So we're debating potentially an all-new driver lineup. I've already signed a new title sponsor for next season, and there is one big deal, one massive deal, and I'm talking a huge game-changing deal being worked on in the shadows behind the scenes, which you guys will not see. Anyway, into practice. We delve in and we don't quite get the first goal, which is the fuel management. I actually was up, but lost about 2/10 on the run to the line, which is insane. The delta's really strong out of Parabolica up to the start finish. We got it done on our second attempt. We then move on to our race simulations, and yeah, they went a bit more smooth than the fuel management, although I'll say that on lap 4 I started to just struggle a little bit. Lock up into turn 1, right front lock up, lost 3/10, but luckily managed to recover it. But then my left rear started to overheat and the right rear wasn't too far behind, so we're already having tyre issues on the rears, and that's on mediums, by the way. Hence why, again, we want to try and get that tyre upgrade on to help temperatures and wear. I'm also going to up my rear pressures for the rest of the weekend to try and hopefully avoid those issues. We did finish the race runs though, 5 laps, no more dramas, and then into the quali sim, it was very close. But then once you arrive at Parabolica, the delta just skyrockets. Like, you need to be up by half a second heading into Parabolica to basically just beat the time. So yeah, we ended up missing out, wasn't able to beat it. In terms of the data, we can see we got the fuel management done on our second lap, and then the race runs looked good. Tyre wear a little bit high, but not terrible. Fuel consumption 43.56 kg. You see that full lap there with the lockup, skewing the times a little bit, but generally speaking, a good session, a good pace all round. We finished P1 after that qualifying sim on the soft tyres, a second quicker than Max Verstappen, and we have a mixture of tyres, but Colapinto is down in P17, so not showing the sort of pace Hulkenberg showed last episode as an AI, where he scored points only for the second time this season, where, you know, an AI teammate has actually scored points. Actually, the second time this series, period. So, but yeah, practice done. We're going to get into qualifying here at Monza.
For over a century, the Temple of Speed has all come down to moments like this. Driver versus the stopwatch to set the grid for the Grand Prix. It is qualifying at Monza.
Right, let's get to work then. We begin with Q1, soft tyres on our wagon, and we have cars leaving the pits, which, you know, that means I've got a love-hate relationship with, you know, outlap traffic in this game, and so does Hamilton not doing the best of, you know, jobs of getting out the way there. I was a bit compromised and I was a bit cautious into the first chicane. We do get a lovely little slipstream here though from Jack Doohan all the way down to Ascari, which is a nice little welcome benefit after losing some time in the first sector. Up to the line, we don't quite hit the next car, but we do a 1:15.6 and go P5 just ahead of Colapinto, which actually is pretty impressive. Now,
Franco's behind you. Right, their best lap, 1:16.8.
now that makes a bit more sense. I was surprised Colapinto was so high up, but the gap is over a second, and eventually lots of cars kind of flooded into that gap between us. Eventually, Franco drops to 14th, but interestingly, Verstappen hasn't set a time. Now, we are more than safe, so we are not going out again. We don't need to, and surprisingly, got it done on a single lap. End of qualifying 1, we're P6. Colapinto is P11, who did improve his time and went out again and finishes 4/10 behind. But there's a notable absentee here. We scroll to the bottom. Verstappen is out and did not set a time, so he must have had a car issue in that one and was completely unable to go out. So the championship leader is out and will start from the back of the grid. So this opens things up a little bit. Now, granted, Leclerc did go quickest in Q1 by 7/10, but it's still Q1. Anyway, into Q2. We are going to get a distant slipstream here from the car ahead as we head into Parabolica. Looking to finish our first lap of the session. We did a 1:15.6 in Q1. This will be a 1:15.6 again. So we match our time, which maybe is an early...
They're in 11th. Okay, so their best lap so far, 1:15.9.
Now that might be an early indication that that is sort of our pace. Now Franco's P12 just behind. We've been pushed into the knockout zone. We are looking to improve. So we're going to go again and try to go faster and see if we can try and find some time. Now there is a bit more in it. Not a ton more, but a bit more. And I want to try and get through on this set of tyres. Into turn 1 though, we just cut a bit too much and we invalidate. So
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
I tried to get back around and I did have enough fuel. Luckily, we nailed turn 1 this time around and we're a 10th and a half up, or we were a 10th and a half up because we cut into Ascari, and that is going to be it for that run. Now, I'm actually going to put those Q1 tyres back on the car because they're only sitting at around 5% wear. The lap we just did at Ascari where we invalidated, we was 9% wear. You can see we're currently just out by a fraction, so we're going to go again, and this is going to be on a used set, but I'm confident I think I can make it with these tyres. So we just got to try and put the lap together and crucially not cut and keep it clean. So down towards turn 1, hard on the brakes at the 100-meter board. Take a bit of inside curb on the first one. The second one, you sort of want to avoid it. And we actually managed to brake super late. I also made a small tweak, moving our brake bias from 55 to 54. And that gave us 0.2 of a second pretty much in the first sector alone. Now, in towards turn 4 and turn 5. Checkered flag drops, a little bit of oversteer there, back end getting a bit loose as it kicks out. And we just had to catch it. So it wasn't ideal or optimal. Now heading through Lesmo 1, losing a little bit of time as we just ran a bit wide of the apex, but Lesmo 2 was really good. We just threw the car in, found some grip, and we're now 2.5 tenths up. Heading up towards Ascari, let's see, down to 6th gear, throw it in, keep it within track limits, keep it nice and tight all the way through, and then just use all the battery you've got basically down to Parabolic. Everyone has finished their laps, but still P11, so Hamilton is out again. This time at Ferrari's backyard, but we're looking to get through here. The gap to Stroll was less than a 10th, so in principle this should be good. Over the line we go. Is it actually enough? Yes it is, P8. So job done for us in that one, and we progress into Q3 on a used set from Q1, by the way, so very good lap there. 1:15.363. We push Stroll out, and yeah, job done for us. Colapinto P14, but look at the gaps, to be fair, pretty close. Colapinto kind of confirming the upgrades have worked, because the gaps are fairly tight between the field. You know, Hulkenberg got Q3 last episode at Zandvoort as an AI. So anyway, into Q3, I only went for one flying lap. Now, genuinely, that's 3.5 tenths quicker than Q2, and I felt straight away like there was no more time in that. We're less than a tenth, or basically a tenth, covered ahead of Albon and Ocon, which is nothing around here, but I don't think I can improve. That just felt really good to me. So I'd rather save a set of softs for the race, and if it means we start P9, which isn't the case, then so be it. We managed to hold on. Albon, Ocon did not improve on their final run. And yeah, the gamble pays off. Russell is on pole, Leclerc second, and with Verstappen absent, it's pretty much feasting time for his rivals. But either way, we'll take it. Good qualifying, maximise the result. P7, essentially best of the rest. We save a set of tyres, and we do our best lap at the end with no mistakes, and pretty much peaking at the right time. So yeah, job done, optimal session. But now the question is, can we have an optimal race? Because racecraft here is critical. And the AI, simply put, have none of it.
Monza, the oldest circuit on the calendar, which hosted its first race all the way back in 1922. Today we look forward to the Italian Grand Prix. This place is all about speed. It is a unique challenge. You've got the chicane at turn 1, the Variante Ascari at turns 8, 9 and 10, and the Parabolica to conclude things at 11. Top speeds pushing 215 miles per hour. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Norris, Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Piastri, Hulkenberg, Albon, Ocon and Liam Lawson, Stroll, Hamilton, Ollie Behrman and Colapinto, Doohan, Gasly, Isaac Hadjar, Gabriel Bortoletto, Pepe Marti, Aaron, Crawford and Max Verstappen completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And we welcome you to the commentary box overlooking the circuit. I'm Alex Jakes, and I'm joined by Anthony Davidson. Now, those final hours before a race, did you have a routine?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Now, here we go. Time for the Italian Grand Prix. Temple of Speed, P7 on the grid. Number 1, eyes on Verstappen, who starts from the very back of the grid. He will likely fight through, but will he arrive? This is a track where notoriously the AI are not great in multiple combat, so you can actually outperform your pace expectations if you execute the game plan correctly. Now, granted, we've beaten the competition that are our direct rivals, so everything that's ahead of us now is a bonus. Now, the target is to beat one, if not both, the McLarens. Certainly Piastri, I'd love to beat. Now, for the strategy, both are fairly similar. The alternate I've actually changed. The default I've left the same. So we're going to start on mediums, but where the strat might vary is the second stop. Depending on how the race is going, what we're doing, we'll pick one or the other. But yeah, the fuel, we've loaded up the fuel simulations from practice. So yeah, we're ready to go. No rain forecast, and this one should be fun, a bit chaotic, but hopefully effective and a great opportunity to get some big points. So let's see if we convert. Right, here we go. Seems like everyone is going for the same strategy, so there shouldn't be any surprises. Just going to get a little burnout on the rears. Not too much because the rears do suffer here. Very traction-heavy circuit, so we don't want to murder the rears too much if we can avoid it. Clean side of the grid. Anyway, it's showtime. Italian Grand Prix. Lights on. And we're off. It was a good launch from Piastri. He reacted to the lights really well. Everybody else getting away fairly similarly. Oh, hello. Into turn 1. It's all a bit tight. Some sort of contact there. Piastri kind of sideways. Antonelli there getting overtaken. And we might have a shot here at trying to get Piastri. I'm going to try it. Around the outside. Thank you very much. Aggressive start. I wasn't planning to go down the inside of turn 1, but I actually ran in a bit deep. I had nowhere to go, and to avoid damage, I just had to basically commit to it. So we did it, and it actually worked out. So fair play, bit of contact between Piastri and Antonelli. We keep it clean, and nothing on our side. But now we have to try and race back into DRS range here of the top 4, which is going to be difficult. I expect AI to be very quick on the straights, and I think we're going to be fighting for our life to try and be competitive, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but that's my prediction. You can see Piastri's closing in here. If the top 4 don't battle, I don't think we're going to get back in. The AI are always supreme with the exit out of Parabolica every single time.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
Running out of battery here, we're going to try and keep Antonelli pinned. Oh, Piastri moves in the braking. That was dangerous. We'll still stay ahead of Kimi for now. For now being the key word. Good start though. Let's try and keep it there. I think they are battling a little bit up ahead, so hopefully it continues. Okay, they're battling ahead now pretty heavily. This is good. They hopefully won't get too far away. We'll see if Oscar has the pace to catch them back up. We're going to be under pressure here from Antonelli. The AI are just so good out of the last corner, it's impossible for me to challenge. I don't have a lot of battery, so I'll let Antonelli run for now. I'm going to try and charge, but I think we can compete with these two here today. Verstappen's already going purple further back, so I don't even know where he is, but it looks like he's already climbing up pretty quickly. Look at this battle ahead, by the way. It's really kicked off. Russell's actually managed to break free in the race lead, so he might actually get away now and disappear. The only issue with the AI battling like this is that they're constantly going to be on the battery. Constantly. So there might be times we get dropped, but I'm going to do my own race at my own pace. I've already selected the hard tyres. I've also put the wing down from 2 to 1 for the pit stop. So I'm already making adjustments and planning ahead. But you can see this is where this is going to get a bit chaotic. I kind of low-key hope the AI 2-stop. If they do, I might try and 1-stop. I just think clean air on my own, not being involved in these battles, is the way to go. If they do go for a 1, I might go for an undercut and try and 2-stop or something different. But we have to get out of this battle to try and gain time. First warning. A little bit too much of a haircut on the apex of the entry of Ascari.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
We'll see. Personal best on that one. I actually lost DRS, no big deal. I'm just trying to manage my rears. They're battling a lot, so they're not going to go anywhere. So yeah, just managing a little bit. Because if we can go for a 1 or extend, then I will. Ocon's slowly catching. I reckon he will catch up eventually.
Box, we're coming in this lap.
I guess we're going to find out. Let's see exactly what happens. Hamilton passes Ocon behind and seems to be finally getting a move on. Although, maybe if they start to battle, they'll lose time. Although it's unlikely with 2 cars for them to lose time. You can see up ahead, the elastic has snapped a little bit. Leclerc seems to have gotten away here for P2. The original 2 who we were battling with have eventually fallen back again from that scrap. Everyone's spread out. No one's pitting though, so it's looking like a 1-stop. So we'll extend this for a bit to make the 1-stop a bit easier. Hard to go to the end, although right now an undercut is very tempting and I might go for it. We've got the jump on Kimi here. I'm going to try and use this to move up a little bit. Just going to move over. Shut the door on Kimi's face. And see if we can try and hang on. Kimi's closing. I can hear his engine just closing up to me. I think we're going to try and go 1 more. There's the tyre icon. It just flashed up. I want to try and squeeze 1 more lap out. Kimi was going for it there, but instead I'm going to see if I can try and get Piastri off the limiter. Down the middle. Oh, I had to turn in. That was tricky, but we've got it.
Franco's in the pits. Franco is in the pits.
Let's see if we can try and hang on. Ideally, Piastri and Antonelli battle. We're going to box this lap though. I think Piastri might have got damage. Not sure.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
He wasn't quick in the Lesmos and now he's under pressure from Antonelli. So we've managed to get away.
Okay, remember to pit this lap.
And what I'm doing now is essentially I want to try and undercut Tsunoda, possibly even Norris. Get some clean air and just run my own race. We can't forget about Verstappen as well. He will become a factor at some point. But in we go. Colapinto, pit last lap. So clearly we are struggling with tyre wear compared to others. Piastri's in, so he follows the strategy that we're going for here. So critical that we try and keep him out of DRS range if possible on the restart. We need a good stop today. Come on. Good. Finally, we've had a couple of bad ones, but we had a good one today. 2.5. Not brilliant, but good enough. Piastri onto mediums.
All right, we'll be doing 1 more stop today. 1 stop left in this strategy.
So that has to be a 2-stop. Piastri also had a slow stop. Potentially, I'm guessing, a wing change. So he's not a factor anymore, so we will outscore Piastri today.
Okay, Franco's coming in for his stop.
Colapinto boxes twice in 2 laps, so that's game over for Colapinto. No points for him today. Right. This is where our race now is critical. This tyre needs to get to the end. Don't want to take too much out, but also want to try and undercut to have a car to follow, really. In this case, Lando Norris, once he boxes. I do believe I caused damage to Piastri, but we were 3-1 to turn 1, so it's very difficult to manage and predict. I have to watch it back. Right, a few cars are in, but none of them are Lando Norris. Verstappen's in onto the hard tyres, so who's in the same strap? 1 lap fresher tyres. He's going to have clean track to catch us. He's legit going to be the next car behind on the road, which is insane, so this is going to be tricky.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Right, everyone's in now. Albon, Hamilton, Ocon, Norris, they're all in right now. We do a personal best. And there is Lando leaving the pits with Tsunoda, who's had a bad stop, so we're going to get potentially a double here. Are we going to go for the Verstappen 2021? Yes, we are. Lando's on cold tyres. He's going to fight me though. I don't have a lot of battery, but we'll get in front for now. So P3 on paper. And the good thing is we've got a couple of cars between us and Max, which is ideal because he's going to be charging. Now what we want to do here is try and pit Verstappen, Tsunoda and Norris into a multi-car battle so that I can get away. Now that is easier said than done. I'm going to let Norris go here. Tsunoda might follow, to be fair. It's going to be difficult for me to stop him without DRS. I'm going to brake late into Ascari and commit to letting go. Antonelli's also in the mix as well. He's also managed to get ahead of Verstappen, which is huge. So let's see. If I can sit behind Norris, that would be ideal for us and our stint. But again, easier said than done. Look at the gap, he's already starting to open up. We'll have DRS here, but Tsunoda I'm sure will want to have a look. I'm going to try and see if I can just keep a little bit of battery back, but the AI straight line speed is really, really good. We have to brake late here. Down the inside, I'm going to knock the door down and barge my way through a little bit, but we'll see if that works out. Lando looks very quick at the minute. I don't have a ton of battery for this. I've managed to hold on to DRS, and we've actually got a decent gap over Tsunoda here, so if I could drop him out of DRS, that would be massive. That would begin the battle between Antonelli, Tsunoda and Verstappen, and that would give us the respite we're looking for. And Antonelli is pressuring Tsunoda, I think. That was a very slow Ascari, so I think we've got what we need. I don't think I gave Tsunoda damage into turn 1. I didn't feel any contact, didn't see the arrow alongside me. Maybe I'm wrong. We need them to keep battling now, so a gap can start to form. Look at that, into the 117. It's just from following Norris's DRS. It's insane. Tsunoda is going to fight back. So those two are going to battle into the first chicane, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Right, come on Lando, show me the way. Oh boy, Verstappen's got past Tsunoda and he's up into P6. It looks impossible to stop him. I think Max is going to get this podium spot, I think. I'll say that. Tsunoda fights back. The Red Bulls are now battling. And the issue is just letting Antonelli get away, but let's see if we can try and manage. Right, Antonelli is all over the back of us right now. And goes purple. Verstappen, Tsunoda are still going at it. I won't fight this too hard. It might allow the Red Bulls to come back, but I can't compete with their acceleration, so I think it's a good chance to save some charge. If these two start to scrap, we pull the trigger, and I think I might try and make a move to try and pull away. I don't have the pace, but again, we're using our IQ and the AI's bad racecraft here to try and make something happen. Here it is, Antonelli's going for it. Oh, I thought he was. Swapping directions is what I mean. The AI do a lot of rash movements and decisions. He's going to go for it again. They're going to go side by side into Parabolica. Wow, ran the outside. Fair dues. I think Norris will not have DRS here. We'll see. Norris is going back for the move.
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
I think it's Antonelli who doesn't have DRS, surprisingly. This is what I mean. Just have to be ready for when one of these things happens and we can try and strike. We are on the oldest tyres as well, remember that. Oh, here we go again.
Franco's in the pits. Franco is in the pits.
I don't know what Colapinto's doing. He's getting in a lot of wars, it seems. But yeah, it's amazing how they're still going for it. Antonelli is super aggressive right now, trying to get this move done. We might have a chance here to try and get Norris. We're close enough. Colapinto's rejoined. We've got a lot of lap traffic coming up, which could make things interesting. On the inside of Norris here, I'm going to try and see if I can follow Antonelli through. A little bit of a drift. Right, come on, let's try and stick with Kimi. He's going to be the faster car. I'm certain the Mercedes is very quick.
Push now, we're boxing this lap.
I don't think we are. More lap traffic leaving the pits. The Red Bulls have lost a lot of time on that lap, actually. So the gap's gone back out, which is huge. Norris actually got caught behind Paul Aaron, I think. So that's Norris potentially gone. Let's try and keep him out of range. Colapinto moves out of the way, but I don't like the look of this. Jack Doohan out as we lock up the front. That wasn't terrible, but I've lost a lot of time to Antonelli there. The minute he pulled back in front, I just got dirty air and I just locked the front. We've got another lap car ahead, but I might lose DRS here because of that. I'm going to need a big lap, and I'm going to have to use every bit of my battery to try and get back with Kimi here. This DRS zone's critical. We might actually throw DRS off the Sauber, and we have. That might be a lifeline. Marty's refusing to just get off the racing line.
Yellow flag.
Oh, it's important that we passed him before the yellow. But
Okay, the incident's been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Come on.
the gap's still pretty big. I took a chance there. I took a cut through the Ascari. Warning number 2 to try and keep with Kimi's DRS in the pit straight here. The DRS zone detection point is out of this corner. I don't know if we're going to have enough. Yes, we do. Just. But we've still got to try and claw back in. Verstappen's now with Norris. This is really, really intense. A critical moment in this race. I think we're going to be okay just about. I think we'll manage. Hopefully Verstappen and Norris battle a bit. There we go. Exactly what I wanted on command. Right, let's focus on Antonelli. Come on. More blue flag traffic. Bortoletto this time. Oh, no, I don't like the look of this. I don't like the look of this. Oh, that's not going to help. I'm already marginal on battery as it is. We'll just hold on to Kimi here. Or not. Wow, we lost DRS. What? I didn't get it. That might be GG's. I don't have battery to fight back this time. So that might be all she wrote. Taking a lot of caution as well for Ascari now. I'm not risking like before, but that's going to bring Verstappen back into play here. I think it's game over. Yeah, we're not getting this gap. The gap's gone. Tsunoda.
Here's some information on Tsunoda for you. Okay, they're out of this race.
Max is flying now. To be fair, Max might be a way back to Antonelli. Maybe. Tyre icon has just come on.
Caution, caution.
More lap traffic as Verstappen's arriving.
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
The AI can pass in green flag situations, or sorry, yellow flag situations. I hate that we keep getting that lock up. Whenever there's dirty air, the fronts just lock, and that's going to let Verstappen go right away. I wasn't even braking that hard, but we're now suffering with tyre wet. I just fear this traffic's going to ruin us again when it comes to Verstappen. I'm probably going to lose DRS here. And Norris is lurking. What could have been a podium is looking like a P6, which is really unfortunate. I'm going to let Norris go. I don't have battery for this. We're going to hit that lap traffic in Ascari as well. This isn't great. I think it's Hadjar. Got a comfortable gap to Hamilton behind, so let's just focus on trying to maybe get Norris. Look at the acceleration though. Hajar's going to get in between us. I don't believe it. Nope. That was close. For a second now, I thought he was going to get right in the way. Alright, let's try and get a bit of charge. Low-key hoping Verstappen and Antonelli have a huge scrap and we can try and get back in, but looks unlikely. I don't think it's going to happen. I just can't do any more. I think we've lost the tyres, unfortunately. I don't have the grip anymore. I think Antonelli's going to hold for a podium. Verstappen won't quite make it. Leclerc's going to win. And it's going to be P6, which is a shame. We were so close to a podium today. But it just unravelled a couple of turn 1 mistakes with a bit of bad traffic. And it was game over. We tried. We gave it a good shot.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Good effort, good strategy execution. I think that was the most we could do with what we have. Good job.
The man from Monaco will win again. Charles Leclerc takes the checkered flag.
To do it as a team on home soil, that really means something special, and you can see how much it means to them, the drivers involved as well. Great job by them today, of course, as always, but for the fans watching on too, a great display of teamwork here today.
Now it is time to start the celebrations as we welcome our top 3. Back on top once again, please welcome our winner, Charles Leclerc.
Man, I'm really gutted. Really gutted. I felt like we could have done that today, but it just wasn't to be. What a shame. Real big shame. Personally, I just feel like the traffic got in the way a bit too much. But yeah, it's something in this game that AR for some reason will only ever let one car by. They won't let a second car go. They'll always have to kind of get back on the line and get in the way and then move out of the way again. Either way, Verstappen goes from last to P4. Leclerc wins. Il predestinato vince at Monza again. Russell second. Antonelli home podium plus fastest lap. Quite a few big results there, to be fair. Hamilton low-key P7. A bit like his real life form, very low-key compared to Leclerc. In the standings though, let's quickly break it down. We saw Colapinto stop 3 times, so it's completely irrelevant where he finished. We now have a 40-point gap between our drivers, but still Colapinto is comfortable in P10 ahead of Ocon. We do close in on Piastri with Hulkenberg a little bit, but the gap is still 23 points. Verstappen still championship leader, Leclerc with the win, P4, but does, you know, make a bit of headway in that battle between him, Norris, Tsunoda and Russell for P2. It's really, really close between those guys. And in the constructors, still P5, no change. McLaren have over double our points, so it's looking difficult. I think we're having to turn our focus now to Season 3. Haas, Sauber, VCarb still pointless at this stage. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. It was a massive fight. Monza always delivers. If you enjoyed, smash the like button. Let's try and hit over 500 likes. Subscribe for more. On screen now, you're going to be seeing the fallout from that one, which I believe might be quite expensive on Colapinto's side of the garage. I don't think there'll be much of a cash payout from him if he boxed 3 times, but that's my guess. Sentiment should remain about the same. No big change, I don't think. And yeah, we move on to the next one, guys, into the final flyaways as the European season has finally ended. So, guys, cheers for watching. A massive shout out to the members. Check out the 2 videos on screen for more. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care. And it's goodbye from me. Ciao, ciao.